Hello again. I come to you with another short story that I call Seven Floors High. It is somewhat of a continuation of the last one, but it takes place in a different apartment. So it all goes together in the novel, all about different people in one building, and that's kind of the trend that I'm trying to follow. I hope you enjoy. 3 floors high. There was a balcony there too, and I could only see a sea of green. After 4 years, I grew to love the color so much that I called it home. I look for home when I sit 7 floors high as I look out across the water. The water spanned so far it cut the sky and swallowed the sun and the ships that followed it. Foghorns after a summer rain is foreign to me, so I call to home. At home, I heard the calls of cardinals as I swept through the kudzu vines. I watched owls peer down from branches and shun the sight of me. Gulls and pigeons cluster and clutter the pavement and have the gall to walk across my path. The birds mirror their people. The many few here have the decency to be unkind to your face. I sit 4 floors higher than the last time, and yet I still see the expressionless faces on the people below me. I'm still a cynic on the 7th floor. Comforted by the vain others that stand below me, I look out across the water. More often than not, there's a new ship sailing across the expansive horizon that wasn't there before. Sad people on boats. I wonder if the water is preferable to the 7th floor. The distance between solid ground seems to be the only difference between us. I firmly believe that all things on land can be done in water with the added benefit of buoyancy. "You're talking nonsense again, Lawrence," said Moira. I loved Moira. She was beautiful. Her hair wasn't gray at the time. She had a vibrant spirit when she was young. I loved her then too, but I could never say it to her face. Words haven't come easy for some time now. I wished her a happy birthday last year. I might do it again this year. "Do what?" yelled Moira. She always makes time to respond to my nonsense. I loved her. She was beautiful. She is vibrant as always. I'm grateful. I've been trying to say it for some time now, but words don't come easy. I like the water. I wonder whatever happened to that. My desire to know. That feeling to want to know. I forget what that word was. Q. There was a Q in it before. It's on the tip of my tongue. Ugh, it'll come to me. "Papa, a Q in what?" Lydia said. The word will come to me before I know it. I just realized I didn't answer Moira before. I should tell her happy birthday when she comes back. Curiosity. That was the word. That was it. Where did the Q come from? I'm relieved that it came to me. My train of thought isn't following the old track. The windows. The windows I see from the 7th floor are as muted and dismal as my own. The light seeping out from them is like gasoline on a wet rag, is foreboding. I look out the window of curiosity. For others, it must surely be out of necessity, as it doesn't occur to the wider world to purchase blinds, or for the simpler of minds, curtains. It happens that twice a day I wonder what happens behind those windows. Just after daybreak when the world wakes up, and at 6 p.m. when my chunk of the world returns home. Time in between is rarely interesting. It is when those who leave and return home with a story to tell that my interest is piqued. Piqued. A word with a Q. Maybe that's what I meant. "Moira! Moira!" It's after 9. She's usually in bed by now. A deafening silence that I had never noticed before. My mind had always kept me occupied. Silence is new. It's a little more than different or frightening. It's unexplored terrain. I could always paint without a paintbrush. I could rest assured that paint was optional. A canvas was a waste of space, so a semblance of an idea in my mind was all that I needed. Now I'm running low on paint and ideas. That's never happened before. Or maybe it's never lasted long enough for me to notice. My chair is sunken in. 29 years young, and yet the wood bows in the middle, and it's only taken me a year to notice. I notice a lot more when I'm uncomfortable. The water is unnerving at night. The deep black that swallows the light of the buoys and devours the inner voice when you get close. The foam from the constant fight between land and void produces an odorous and semen-like substance that washes in on shore. I don't like being reminded of my younger years in unwelcome company. No place with this much pavement, tall air-conditioned buildings, and so little trees should be this humid in the summer. Living by the water is no small feat. The birds could tell you. They told me. No response. Another long night with these thoughts. My mother was a wonderful woman. As her only child, she took special care to remind me of that. Moira too. Mother would tell her just to be as wonderful. Moira was so beautiful. She shined like my mother too. I loved her. She'd always hated that I'd wanted to be an artist. I'd always told her that I wanted to make beautiful things. The type of beautiful to move a man to tears because what I had created was a reflection of himself. The tricky part was that I could never figure out what all men had in common besides the standard hardware. Hard. Sometimes my childlike nature finds me in the oddest of headspaces, even at funerals, though Moira didn't like that side of me much. I loved her regardless of what she didn't like about me. My existence could be subliminal for all I cared, as long as I could still reach the caverns of her mind as a memory. Everything else would be of little consequence. My mother taught me that consequences were remedial lessons for those who couldn't pay attention the first time. Father thought the opposite. He said that consequences were the first step towards progress. To fail is to understand, and understanding is the cure for muddled memories. I listened to my father more than my mother. I failed more times than I can count. But Moira kept counting, and I can only ask for her understanding. She was so beautiful, but I wanted to fail. Moira understood for her sake and sanity. How could I possibly blame her when the memory of a better man is more painful than simply understanding? The distance of understanding was more bearable than I thought, and the quiet at the dinner table was more palatable than the meals. The clock says 4:32 a.m. Moira wakes up at 8. Lydia comes at 12. Infomercials are a plague on this earth. Why is the same man advertising 3 different products in 3 different time slots? Each product claims to do it all. Then why has this man been employed 2 more times when the first product does the exact same thing as the third, and the second claims to be as an added feature? 5 installments of $19.99, my ass. The bonus gift is junk anyways. It's 7:32 a.m. Bright and sunny out today. People head to work and I peer down hoping to catch a glimpse of their faces, especially their eyes. The balcony waits just on the other side of the door. Moira thought I had a fear of heights. I asked for her understanding again. I feared what I might do from such a height. At 19, I would have jumped. At 27, I would have screamed at the passers-by. At 43, I would have written letters and strewn them across the wet, muddied grass of a human spring and shown the world my failures. At 44, I would have jumped. At 66, I would have thrown all the things she hated off the side, including myself. I have endured my own suffering, and I brought Moira with me. She was beautiful and vibrant, and she hated her gray hair. I loved her gray. I told her happy birthday last year. The 3rd floor seemed so uncertain. There was no absolute from that distance. From the 7th, I am sure. Those dismal faces may be shocked, or they may move about on their day. I hope that they have the decency to walk across my path as usual and move on. I'd feel a bit bad for the fools without blinds and idiots without curtains, but maybe they'd take the time to wonder what people below would do. Their expressionless faces would contort in horror. Maybe agony. What am I to do if I'm the story that is talked about behind those dull windows? Nothing. I don't have to do much to move this man to tears. The blaze of the sun's crackling the water surface is beautiful. I forgot to tell Moira happy birthday yesterday. I love you, Lydia. Love, Dad. And that is a completed chapter of the novel that I'm writing. It is called The Seventh Floor, and you can find this story, which has been published on my website, www.sevenfloorshigh.wordpress.com, and you can read that and a couple of other works in progress that are currently being workshopped at the moment. I thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a great night, great day, great everything. Thanks. Bye.